Otakuology podcast with Otaku Mike and Jin Graves.
Hey guys, Jin back with another episode of the Otakuology podcast, where we like to talk about a lot of nerdy things. As always, my good buddy Otaku Mike.
Not heterosexual life partner?
All the time.
Okay.
All the time. So today, though, Jesus fucking Christ. Today we're talking about Free Guy.
This is the movie you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, I like this movie.
Okay.
I'm big into like the video game movies. So like Ready Player One, I really enjoyed, and
Yeah.
then I've been waiting for this one to come out for a couple months.
Well, it's been out in theaters. You didn't go see it in theaters?
Hell no.
Why not?
I don't like spending money on things that I could wait for.
Oh.
I have patience, okay?
Okay.
But
I mean, sometimes people like the theater experience. I like the theater experience.
Well, I had somebody ask me the other day, they're like, "Oh, so you've been waiting for this movie, you really want to watch it?" And I go, "Yeah." They were thinking about watching. They're like, "Oh, well, where can you stream it at?" I'm like, "Oh, it's on HBO Max and Disney Plus." And they're like, "Oh, yeah?" And they said, "So you're going to be a big supporter and watch it on both?" I went, "Hell no."
I didn't know it was on HBO Max.
Yep. That's actually where I watched it at.
I watched it on Disney Plus.
No, but that's what they told me to do. They were like, "Go watch it on Disney Plus."
Oh.
Be a big supporter.
I mean, you watched it once. I think you supported it enough.
Right. I said I got a good month before
I mean,
watch it again.
This movie made like $331.5 million in the box office. It went over its budget, so I think it turned out okay.
Right. Well, I mean, just the concept of it was really good too. Of how they had everything laid out, which is it's kind of funny thinking like that you have the non-playable characters, the NPCs in the video game world actually have their own lives.
Mm-hmm.
So a little bit like when people, because I had somebody else kind of ask me about it, and I kind of tried to make a comparison, and the only thing that kept popping up that I could think about was The Sims.
Yeah, I could see that.
So
kind of, but I mean, the world they live in is more based on like Grand Theft Auto,
right?
But I guess you could say they're whatchamacallit, the NPCs are sim-like, I guess you could say.
Yeah. It's definitely an overlay. It's kind of like Sims, like you said, with the overlay of Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, because Grand Theft Auto is a huge influence on this.
Can I point out one of my favorite parts of the movie? That's not a big part of it, like, whatsoever.
Okay.
So I love whenever you have the random players running through town punching people in the face.
Oh.
Because
so you want to...
I mean, you just see him start going, and there's one scene where it's a long alley, and Guy is talking to his best friend, Buddy, and I think he runs up and gets punched, or he blocks it or something, and then this guy just keeps going down and punching everybody else in the face. And I was like, oh my god.
So you want to get into it, actually talk about the story?
Yeah. So,
okay.
Do you have what the synopsis is for it?
Yeah, hold on. Let me pull this up.
So, do you think that this is one of Ryan Reynolds' better movies.
We'll get into that when we talk about the movie.
We're talking about the movie now.
So the synopsis is: a bank teller discovers he's actually an NPC inside a brutal open world video game. That's the NPC. That's the description on IMDb.
Yeah. Goodness.
So yeah, let's talk about it. Let's get into this.
Okay.
Start us off.
So we start, which I feel like, I'm just going to say this too. I feel like Buddy and Guy would be you and I, especially with the bank robbery parts. So the bank robbery is actually one of the missions in the game that you can do, and so every day it's kind of the same thing. You know, drop your gun, get behind the counter, um, you know, and it's really funny because every day all the NPCs kind of go through the same motion. They all get
Mm-hmm.
coffee, two sugars with or two creams with sugar.
Yeah, was it black, 2 cream sugar, something like that? What
Yeah,
was their coffee?
yeah, I think it's that.
Something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And so they repeat this every single day. They go to work. They get robbed. They're used to it. It seems like they're very complacent about it, or they just don't really fight it. It
Right.
seems like. And he just wakes up and repeats the day over again. It just seems like a very simple life. He says hi to his goldfish every fucking day.
And
Goldie,
his
the
gold.
goldfish.
Yeah.
Goldie. And he puts on the same outfit, Every person gets attacked. They kind of just go about their day and don't even like really question the reality that they're living in,
Yes.
which is interesting to think about.
It is. I mean, I feel like this is also one of those movies that could make a lot of people um sit there and think kind of, oh, are our daily lives monotonous?
Hmm.
So,
So what happens after with the big introduction into the bank robbery?
um, so they still do have like conversation that they remember out of
Hmm.
everything, and Guy brings up that um he's been trying to find the woman of his dreams,
Hmm.
and there's just a bunch of stuff that he can't do. Like he's always right below in money of buying this pair of sneakers that he wants.
Actually, I thought that part was pretty funny.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like 2 days in a row of checking it, and I'm like,
He's like, "Oh shucks."
it's the same thing. It's a
Yeah.
hundred.
And
Like,
I
no,
like in the movie, in the window sill where the display store is, it's like 2 hour shoes, 3 hour shoes. I guess like every hour or whatever the clothes like rotate or whatever, or days, I think it is.
yeah,
I like that little detail.
right.
Anyway,
And
sorry to cut you off.
I've never seen that in a game. So I mean,
Oh,
that
yeah,
was kind of cool too.
yeah.
Um, but
So
yeah,
yes,
I mean,
he's looking for the woman of his dreams.
yeah. So
Yeah.
he's looking for the woman of his dreams, and where she is basically hiding, and he doesn't know how he's going to exactly find her
Hmm.
per se. Which is, it's also kind of weird. So he's actually the only character that we have kind of this love talk based around.
Hmm.
No other character really has a, oh, well, this is my lover or anything else like that. Like we just don't really have that.
Uh-huh.
Everybody's kind of like a friend. But him and Buddy continue their talk, and they have um, this talk of what you're looking for, and they kind of have like one over resounding rule, which is don't talk to anybody with sunglasses.
Yeah.
And all people with sunglasses are the actual playable characters that
Hmm.
people make.
They're all the douchebags running around punching
Right,
people in the face.
right. Which, can I say, it really made me think about too whenever people get to make their characters, because when you see everybody else, like, they're all like regular common people, and
Uh-huh.
everybody else's people look like crazy ass villains.
Yeah, I mean, everybody seemed to play a villain in this game.
Yeah. So,
It seemed like
but they do that, and um,
does
out
it
of everything,
the girl pops up, right?
yeah, guy's trying to find it, and he ends up seeing this one player's character, and he's like, "That's the person." And he has Celine D music. Celine,
It's not
it's
Celine
not.
Dion, it's
It's
Mariah
Mariah
Carey.
Carey. He has Mariah Carey. Damn it! The Deadpool thing threw me off that we talked about earlier. Fuck.
I think it's like Mariah Carey Fantasies is playing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I mean, and different songs from Mariah Carey play every time he sees her, basically.
Mhm.
Um, and we start clicking down different things of that he likes
Mhm.
um as we go forward, but he's like, I want to talk to her, and Buddy's really quick to say, hey,
We don't talk to him.
we don't do that, we
Yeah.
we don't talk about Bruno,
We don't talk to the sunglasses people.
exactly. So uh he wakes up the next day, kind of the same
Uh-huh.
situation happens, gets his coffee, goes into the bank, somebody runs in. Oh, da 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 da. And from the window, he sees her walking across the street
Yeah.
again. And he decides, what if I take this chance and go talk to her? And Buddy
Mhm.
says, oh no, you can't talk to her. You don't have sunglasses.
Yeah.
So he ends up walking around from the bank teller section behind the counter into the front and talking to somebody
Mhm.
of whoever this player is, random player 75, whoever the hell it is.
Yeah.
And ends up asking them for the glasses. He's like, can I borrow those? And they keep cussing him out and stuff like that. So
He kills them on accident.
yeah, he accidentally uh gets their shotgun and accidentally kills them.
Yeah.
So he takes their glasses and walks out, and from the day before where everything looks real to him and everything else, now he sees it as the actual video game.
Yeah, only when he puts on the glasses though.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he has these, and now he's gonna go try and find her to talk to her. Which,
And he does see her and he ends up getting hit by a train.
yeah, the first time before he
Yeah.
gets the glasses.
Right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
because he doesn't get the glasses yet, and then the next time the train's not even existent.
Oh yeah, it's like a little mine cart, I think it is,
Yeah,
in the game.
it's just like a move around the city thing.
Yeah.
Um, but he now can see all this stuff, which then two of the programmers for the game, one of them that actually did work on it, and then his friend that works
Mhm.
for Tsunami.
Yeah, there's cuz we get this little flashback where they're being interviewed about a game they made. I don't remember what the game is called, but it's Millie and his name Keys, right?
Yeah, they call him Keys.
Keys, and they made this game and they're gonna they sold it they sold it, or gonna get it published by Tsunami, which is a big game publisher, I think.
Yeah,
And they end up shelving the game and like just canceling the game. What's all like outright, I believe.
right,
Right? And then
right.
Keys goes to work for Tsunami in like I think it's like technical support or
Yeah,
something like that.
he's like an administrator.
Yeah, like a technical support type of thing where he helps out players and like looks over the game and stuff. Um and then Millie is playing the game, and we find out that Millie has a lawsuit against Tsunami and the owner of the company called Antoine,
Yeah,
who is played by Taika Waititi. Uh,
his
I did not
character is such a dick.
I did not know that was Taika Waititi until the end of the movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like, Taika Waititi he was in this movie? Because I don't always see him, or whenever I see him, it's like a voice or something, or
Yeah,
whatever. Yeah, but can I just say his outfits? He looks like a reject from like Kingdom Hearts or Final Fantasy,
yeah, he does.
doesn't he? With like the long coat and the hair and the
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. He just is like seems like douchebag 101, but if you're like a gaming douchebag.
yeah. Well, yeah, because starting out, I thought that he was just like the person that owned the company, and
Yeah.
then you find out that he actually does know what he's talking about, which makes him, at least for the game, a little scarier.
Yeah, like he knows what he's talking about because he he built up the company, I believe.
Yeah, well, I think he programmed part of the stuff for uh Free City.
Yeah, but later we find out there's a lawsuit, and well, later you find out that he stole the code to make Free City.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
he did an overlay in it
yeah,
just so he could like use the characters.
yeah. So like Keys is just whittling away, I think like just working and whatnot, and I guess he doesn't really care about what happened. I don't know exactly.
Yeah,
He seems to be kind of like stuck in the motions of doing like day to day stuff and dealing with his stupid ass boss.
right.
Is this when this is like right after he puts on the glasses and they find out that he's in the game?
Yeah, because they think that he is wearing a skin,
That's right. That's right.
which really made me heavily think of when we played Fortnite. Because I was like,
Really? Really?
yeah, whenever they were like talking about changing the skins and things
Well,
like that, I was like,
isn't he in Fortnite?
I don't know. I
I
haven't
think
played
it's either
Fortnite.
him or one of the other characters is in Fortnite.
I haven't played Fortnite in like a
I
couple
think he is.
seasons.
I think Guy is in Fortnite or do
Although I want to tell you, I almost wanted to re-download it just so I could get the Gambit and Rogue skins that came out, and I was like, I don't want to play it anymore.
I mean,
I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to
not
let
gonna
kiss
lie,
this one goodbye.
I thought the same thing. And I might be downloading it again
Oh my god!
just to get the Gambit and Rogue skins.
No,
I need the Gambit and
no.
Rogue. They're two of my favorite X-Men.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the one thing that really closes it out for me is the fact of I didn't already get the season to get the
Yeah.
Spider-Man skin, so I'm just kind of like, okay, well, if I don't have that one, then why
Well,
even attempt to
I'm
get that
gonna
one?
well, I mean, like you can probably get Spider-Man again regardless. But
Yeah.
like I don't know. I'm gonna check out the skins and see how they look first. And if they're not up to my standards as an X-Men fan, I'm not gonna be buying it.
You're gonna be like, oh, and then I'm
I'm
gonna
like,
hear,
Gambit does not use that.
then I'm gonna hear, you should re-download Fortnite. I'm gonna be like, no.
Honestly, I thought about re-downloading it, but I don't know.
Oh my god.
Anyways, let's get back on this. Let's get back on this movie.
Talk about video games.
Talk about video game movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, this is where they meet him, right? And you meet Keys, who's dressed up as a cop, and then the other guy, I forgot what his name is because honestly, he didn't make a big impact on me. The guy,
Yeah, that's true. Like I know that guy from other stuff he's played in.
yeah,
I don't know his name, but like he's recognizable from other stuff he's
yeah,
been in. But I
yeah,
was kind of sitting there like, you really didn't play like that big of a role in this.
yeah. He was it was very much a supporting role, uh, not villain slash might be bad guy. I don't really
So
know.
yeah, so they did have a Fortnite reference in at the end of this, like the big fight scene.
Yeah, I know. We'll get to that.
But
We'll get
but
to that.
Well, this is why I was bringing it up. So there's a skin in Fortnite that's the bunny, and I totally thought whenever the
Oh,
guy's
that it
like,
was the bunny.
I thought he was going to take the mask off, and there was going to be the hockey mask underneath it for the Fortnite one, and I was like,
Yeah,
oh no.
yeah. I mean, I
It,
thought that was a weird choice for a costume, but
yeah,
they end up chasing him throughout the this world, and they go into like a construction area,
yeah,
and this is where I was like, okay, because I fell asleep the first 5 minutes of this movie. Uh, I was like, ugh, you know, I don't know if I was just really tired or I just wasn't into the movie. I don't know. Um, but when they're because they're trying to get this guy, trying to get Guy, and he's freaking out, and because he doesn't know what's going on, he doesn't understand it and stuff like that. Understand like what's going on
right.
really?
Well, and they don't know that he's really an NPC. They think he's a
Yeah,
hacker that
yeah,
used one of the civilian skins or whatever.
yeah. Can I just say, there's a part in this where they're like running around the construction area,
Yeah.
and when they start like jumping around and stuff, the CG is really bad. The human CG in this is bad.
Oh
Like
yeah.
when they start jumping around, I was like, they couldn't do a better job. Like I can literally see that. But I don't know. They could have been like, hey, it's because it's a game. They wanted to make it shitty. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because
That's one of the other things I thought sometimes in parts of it.
there
Or
were
that
moments where like we would see like screens of people playing and it looked shitty.
yeah.
Like, the graphics didn't look good.
Right. And I think it was supposed to look that way because every time
But
we see
the 3D models, whenever we would go to, they would transition to like a 3D person, but it was supposed to be like a person in the action scenes. Like it just didn't look good.
yeah.
Like it looked like pre, like early Marvel CG for like Spider-Man and X-Men stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where like the people kind of looked like rubbery and stuff. I mean, we still kind of get that a little bit in like newer Marvel movies,
Yeah.
but like it was, maybe I just noticed it. I and I just kind of took me out of the movie. I was like, come on, you guys gonna do a better job than this? Like, eh. So
Yeah. I mean, I feel the same way about it
yeah,
whenever they would do that, but that's all I could
but
akin it
they
to
were
is it was because of that.
there were moments in it where like I would see things on the monitor when the in the mo- in the get in the on the real world, in their real world. I was like, oh, that's kind of funny, But I don't know. It was just a little nitpick that I had with the graphics or CG in this movie.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well,
anyways, continue.
I kind of want to know like the process they went through to do part of that. Like when they usually do some CG characters like when they did Smeagol or whatever, they have the bodysuit with all the balls on it.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, I don't know
I
if that.
I
Yeah,
really wonder if they use something like that like to put Ryan Reynolds in the game and then superimpose his face or what.
no, they had an actor do that.
Oh.
You talking about when Dude shows up?
No, no, just like in general for the CGI
Oh,
parts. Cuz
oh,
we'd go from parts where you would see guy as Ryan Reynolds doing the acting in the game
uh huh.
and then you would go to like the actual CGI where
Oh,
it was his character and then how it
I
happened
don't
from
know.
there.
I don't know. Who knows? Who
Oh,
knows? I don't know. But anyways, he goes to escape. He tries to escape and fails. Well, he does escape, and he just ends up falling
right.
on the ground, like really high off the ground.
Right. Which was after he found out his superpower with his shoes that he could jump really high.
Actually, I thought that part was funny when we tried to use the shoes and he couldn't use the shoes.
Right. Well,
He starts like
I thought the
bouncing off the
second part
ceiling.
was funny. Yeah, the
We starts
second one.
we, when he starts bouncing off the ceiling because he tried to jump, but he was under on there's in between the parking garage or whatever it was
Yeah.
there. And I thought
Well,
that was funny.
and then when he's got his last bounce, he starts kind of like walking on his tiptoes because he doesn't want to hit the pads to make him bounce again.
Yeah,
So I thought
yeah,
that was pretty funny too. But
yeah.
both of them are trying to chase him up this building, trying to do all that other stuff.
Hmm.
And and he puts on the glasses to know that there's like a wrecking ball that is the exit.
Yeah.
Which I love that they played the song with this.
The Wrecking Ball song.
Yeah,
He's
because you
like, I
never really.
can't.
It's not really in any things I've ever watched, so
Which I was curious as to why the exit was a wrecking ball.
I don't I don't know. The only thing I
I
could
don't
think of
know.
is maybe you grabbed onto it and it lowered you down.
Maybe, but he didn't even do that.
But I was also a little confused if the items that he used, because we see him use maybe like 5 or 6 items out of this.
Uh huh.
If the items he used were from the person that picked him up, or what,
Maybe.
or was it
They
something like preloaded for him?
maybe they were what the person already picked up. Maybe I don't know. They don't really go into that
Yeah,
aspect.
yeah. Which is another thing I kind of wanted to know, but oh well.
Yeah. So what
But
happens next?
um, so then we get the thing that happens to him all the time. When he gets taken out, he automatically spawns back in his bed.
Yeah.
Waking up like the next morning.
Hmm.
Um, hey Goldie, uh, coffee, 2 sugars, everything else. But then,
Is this when he asks about the cappuccino,
yeah,
or is that
that
later?
I think. Well, it kind of gets into his daily cycle because
Uh
we
huh.
go through like him saying "Good morning, Goldie," like a montage of that, like he says like 13 times or something.
Yeah.
Good morning, Goldie. Da-na-na-na. Good morning, Goldie. Da-na-na-na. But he starts kicking in the other AIs. He asks this girl about, what if I want a cappuccino? Which it was really funny because the other NPCs, like the police officers, started
Like
going for
what?
his gun,
Yeah. Like
and, and the tank turned. Did you see the tank?
the tank turn. There's a tank that rolls by and it turns to.
Yeah, it turns to actually, because it's an NPC tank. It turns to actually shoot him, and
Yeah.
it's kind of like a what? Who
Yeah.
are you?
And the barista starts like kind of low key freaking out because she doesn't know what to do.
Yeah,
And she's like, what? You want a Kappa? What?
yeah.
He's
Which,
like, no, I'm just kidding. I want regular coffee.
which with her, and there's one other character that I couldn't figure out who it was. Later on in the movie, they bring up that there's 2 other NPCs that he basically triggered, which is the coffee girl wanting
It's
to
the
make a
it's
cappuccino.
the like the bombshell prostitute.
Oh, okay, okay, that's who it was.
Yeah,
I didn't hear that.
she ends up going to write a memoir about her experiences as a bombshell.
Yeah,
Yeah, she like writes a tell-all book in the game.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, he starts triggering these other characters to actually have the AI systems actually like kick off too.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, and he gets to see our girl again. Um,
Mm, she gets a special file, right, from
yeah.
this mystery guy.
Well, not yet. She's trying to get into his base to do that.
No, she gets the file, the coordinates to the stash house from.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Because the guy sells her the information
yeah,
and then
and
tries to hit on her.
yeah, and then she kills him.
Which, can we talk about that for a second?
Okay.
I have never fucking understood it. Why in a game that you hit on somebody's NPC or somebody's character?
I think it was because the fact that he thought it was a girl behind the monitor,
Yeah. Well,
which
I mean, not only that, like that just in general makes me feel weird and cringy that people do that.
yeah, no, I totally feel that same way as well about
Cause,
that.
cause then, then the really cringy thing is when you actually see it and becomes reality, like in the movie Gamer.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Where it is this big fat disgusting
Yeah.
guy that's playing as a female, and you're like,
Yeah.
what the hell?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. It was that's something about gaming culture I don't really care for.
Yeah,
It's like really like toxic and like I don't think it matters if a female is playing a game or not. Just play the fucking game. You know,
right,
you don't need to hit on them. Like, not everybody's a lonely gamer person who is single. You know.
right. And do you really know who you're talking to?
Yeah. I'm just saying he probably hit on her because they do have the voice chat, and I was guessing possibly like the voice chat was going through the character at
Right.
at that point, so I guess they could possibly hear them talking.
Yeah,
But she had like a filter on, I think,
yeah.
her
Her
voice,
British accent
her
filter.
British accent. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So he sees her. Guy sees her. I'm just gonna call her Millie. Sees Millie. We
yeah.
find out that
Because
it's Millie.
her gamer name is Molotov Cocktail or Molotov Girl,
Molotov
I think.
girl. Yeah.
Yeah,
Molotov girl. And he sees her and he follows her to this stash house. And she's trying to get into this house, this like hideout, and she fails like really bad. And she's like, what's going on? Why are you here? And they end up escaping um from a hail of gunfire. And she's like, if you want to help me out, level up, help me out. We'll see how this goes. Because she thought he was a player,
yeah.
but yeah, she hasn't figured it out yet. And he goes, and we get this montage of him leveling up throughout.
Being the nice guy.
Yeah, being the nice guy, and this is how we get um the influence from the outside world noticing him, and he gets more recognizable, more notoriety. And this is where we get like the clips from like the actual YouTubers in the movie. They start reacting to
Yeah.
Guy.
Which
I didn't like
that was
I didn't
one thing
like that.
I didn't know if they were actually real YouTubers or
No,
not.
they are all real YouTubers.
Okay.
Yeah, because one of them, he had like blue hair. Um, my son watched him when he was younger. He was like a Minecraft YouTuber.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he had like a British accent. He popped up throughout the movie, and then there's one called Pokimane. I know her because she had like some like controversies around her or something. And then Ninja was in it. I was like, oh fuck, Ninja's in this stupid movie.
Yeah.
It's like, fucking Ninja. Like that's one thing I didn't like. I kind of wish they got like fake YouTubers.
Yeah.
I I I feel like as this movie ages, I feel like it's that is going to age the movie poorly.
Because people are gonna start forgetting about them.
They could forget about them, or they could just die off and not do YouTube anymore. But I
Yeah.
mean, I guess to like a normal person, they wouldn't really know they were YouTubers. But I don't know. I didn't like. I didn't mind like the one thing that happens later on. I will talk about later, but like, yeah, that just kind of left a sour taste in my mouth. I was like, I don't want to see real YouTubers in a fake movie. Like,
Right.
you know, I don't know. I didn't like that part. I I don't. I just like that. That reminded me of like the whole like reaction drama culture that YouTube like brings about.
Yeah.
And that's one aspect of YouTube I don't like. It's
Right.
like the commentary on like creators and other creators and stuff like that, and that's what it kind of reminded me of. And I just didn't like that
Yeah.
aspect of it. Anyways,
So
anyways,
she tells him to do that, and
yeah,
he starts winning points and stuff by being the good guy.
yeah,
Um, which he does a lot. Like his level starts rising like super
Yeah,
fast.
it seems like he grinds a lot of in the game
Yeah,
for just because she ends up saying if you steal their guns, you can level up.
yeah.
I think it is. So that's what he goes and does. He like steals a bunch of stuff and
Which can we point that part out too? So people's stash houses and how they look on the inside really tell
uh-huh.
you a lot about the characters.
Oh yeah.
So like Millie, like you have like 8 to 10 spots for vehicles and stuff.
Hmm.
All of Millie's are like motorcycles, and then she's got these cool little round stands with her guns and stuff in them.
Yeah.
We have the big YouTuber guy or
Which
whatever,
we'll get to him later. I want to talk about that part later.
and
Yeah.
he's got all of these sports speedy cars, things like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, his thing's just decked out. He's got video clips in it and all this other
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
And then when we get to guys, there's just a bunch of random shit in his for the cars. Like there's a horse-drawn carriage.
It's a
There's
horse-drawn carriage, astronaut capsule
right
for like a
a
spaceship.
pink Hummer.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Uh,
he just has like the most random shit.
like it was like a drag race car or like a Formula One race car or something like that.
Yeah,
I think it was one of them. Yeah, it was just random shit.
yeah. So I was like,
Which I've got to
how in
say,
the hell?
I'm kind of upset he didn't use the horse and carriage at one point.
Oh yeah, I was totally waiting for that to be like a cameo moment where they're like, "Oh, we got to get away," and he gets in the horse and carriage or something like that.
Yeah, he like pulls it
Never,
up or something.
never happened. So upset.
Yeah, never happens.
But it that reminded me of when I played um oh shit, I'm having a brain fart. Fallout
Yeah,
4. So you can go in and you can actually throw up and make your own like corkboard little things, and
yeah,
you can put like your guns on there.
yeah.
So I've had to do something like that. So it's kind of funny seeing
I mean, it's always cool to
their
make like
designs.
a hideout because like you could do that in Grand Theft Auto Online.
Yeah.
That was a big thing. You can do that in like Cyberpunk 2099 now. You can like design your own hideout and or apartment or whatever.
Yeah.
You know,
That's cool.
yeah. I
But
forgot what I was gonna say.
we continue to traverse going through it. You know, he's over like level 100, and she actually told
This is when they go back to the stash house for a second time, right?
to his test
No,
house.
no, this is to the big stash house. So to steal
Um,
the video clip, right? After he gets up to 100, right?
yeah. Well,
Millie gets keys to
she goes in by herself.
yeah, Millie gets keys to help her get into the big stash house, and she gets in there and she gets in over her head,
Yes.
basically, with all the guards and stuff. And this is when that's when Ryan Reynolds breaks in, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Breaks in with his motorcycle.
yeah, and his guns.
Which
What did you go ahead?
which and I mean it's just really funny, like, and I couldn't tell if the little random guys that popped up, like the first like little men in black guys in
Hmm.
suits, you
Yeah.
know, obviously were probably like random hired help or whatever. But then
Well, they were
the other people we have like kind of like portal in,
yeah.
all in like the samurai guy and all this. I was like, no, are those players like to help this guy out
Yeah, I
or
wasn't
what?
really for sure on that, but like we find out later on, like those are some of those are security guards NPCs,
Yeah.
which leads into a really funny thing later.
Right. And
Yeah,
they're trying to steal this video clip because this guy had stumbled on code that was part of Key's and Millie's thing from before of this island that they made.
Mm-hmm.
Which is technically there and it's not exactly gone.
Yeah.
But you kind of have to have this glitch kind of happen, which it was patched so nobody else could
Mm-hmm.
find it, but they still had the digital
Like
info for it.
yeah, all of his recordings were in his stash house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which can I say? I love this guy because it was really funny, especially on the outside. You know, you have is it Jake Gyllenhaal?
No,
Is that the guy?
It's Channing Tatum.
That's who it is. You know, sitting there, and then on the outside,
The outside it was
you,
just some guy.
yeah, I mean, it's almost like
Honestly,
Napoleon
like
Dynamite.
this th- this was what I was referencing to. We're just gonna jump. We just want to jump into that part
Sure.
where, so eventually, uh, guy goes in there by himself and with what's his face, Buddy,
Yeah.
and he meets the player who owns the stash house, and the NPC is Channing Tatum in the game, but in real life it's just some really regular guy. And you hear him talking, he's trying to be cool and stuff, and like you would get these spurts of like, "Mom, stop it, Mom, what are you doing? Mom, I'm trying to be cool for my Twitch streamers." And
Right.
you see him like talking to like the camera, which is like the Twitch stream, and Ryan Reynolds or guy just can't comprehend like what's going on
Yeah.
because this guy is a really big fan of Blue Shirt guy, and I just thought that was like the funniest thing ever. Like that one moment like made me like bust out laughing because I thought it was funny as hell.
So the guy's name is Matthew Carteropel.
Uh-huh.
That's that guy's name on the outside.
Okay, what was his name in the game? Do you know?
He doesn't have a name. They just call him Gamer, but
His it says
where's
Channing Tatum
Channing Tatum?
portrays Revan Jammin' Buttons
Yeah.
is his name, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, that part was really funny. I like that part. That was funny.
Yeah.
But we also find, I guess we'll just jump into it and kind of go. We find out that Free City 2 eventually is coming out.
Yes.
And it is going to cancel Free City 1 at some point. I think in like a couple of days or something, I think it was.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Right?
they had like 2 days.
Right. But we also, because we kind of jumped around a little bit, we also get more interaction with Millie and Guy. They start to flirt and they eat bubblegum ice cream at the park.
Yeah,
And
go on a date.
they go on a date, and
Wait, which can we point that out? She's sitting there and she's like, "Oh, we have ice cream," and he's like, "Oh yeah, it's so good," you know, and
yeah,
like
like I
telling her
love,
how it tastes, and she's like, "I don't know how to do this, but okay."
which kind of reminds me of like in like Sword Art Online when they eat like sandwiches and stuff.
Yes,
They're just doing it out of like habit.
this has no flavor. It's
It has
just
no
a
flavor.
thing.
Just yeah. But we find out that yeah, the game is gonna be shutting down, and Millie has this uh like really good experience with Guy. You can tell she's falling in love with Guy, and she goes out of the game. And was this when Keys finds out about the code in the game because he's looking into Guy?
Yes.
And he finds out that Guy has like learned a lot of shit and
Yeah, he looks at the code for all the NPCs and starts
yeah,
finding out that
like they're
Guy
learning.
has so much AI entry into him,
Yeah,
and then he starts investigating like all of the people in it,
yeah, and
and
that's when we
that's where we
find
find out.
that's about the cappuccino and the book.
Yes, the memoirs and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. And then he goes to Millie,
Which
and
Millie and Guy ended up kissing.
yeah, yeah,
She doesn't know how he did that,
yeah.
and still
And,
thinks he's a hacker at that point.
and Keys, this is when Keys shows up and says, "You can't kiss in the game. Like, there's no button for kissing." And she's having a hard time like believing like Guy is a NPC because
Yeah.
Keys comes out and says, "No, Millie, like this is happening. This is what's going on." Like he like sends her stuff about it and talks to her, and then she kind of like grasps it. I think it starts to pick up on it, uh, and she's like, "Yeah, oh no, like this is our game. Like our game is in this."
Yes.
And which she like finally believes like and has proof that our game is in this and our code is in this, and the artificial intelligence is actually evolving and is alive in this game.
Yes.
And so they set out to basically try to get stop the game from being shut down, because nothing is going to be converted over from Free City to Free City 2.
Right.
They find out, right? Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because they said it was going to be cross compatible, and then
Yeah.
come to find out it wasn't.
Yeah, because they want to spend all the money, and then people spend all like money on skins and stuff and all that. And
Yes. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Which, I mean, he knew because he was trying to. We find out he was going to um, work it out and cancel basically everything that Keys and Millie had actually put into it.
yeah, because he wanted like all that gone.
So, I mean, we did know that stuff like that was going to happen. You know,
Yeah,
like
true.
he pre-planned all this kind of sort
Yeah,
of.
yeah, and he kind of played it off, and like, oh, I bought the code, and he kind of he just put it in there like slyly, and he knew what he was doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Dick.
Anyway, dick. What a fucking dick,
Yeah,
Antoine.
dick.
Antoine, fucking pussy.
Can't believe you, dick.
Yeah, fucking
um,
Final Fantasy reject.
Final Fantasy reject. Oh my god. But and we have it where Millie does finally get him and wants to take him into the player lounge so
Hmm.
that he can actually see like all the stuff. And there's actually video clips of things that are happening that are
Yeah,
missions where it shows him getting beat up before.
yeah, true.
And so he starts realizing that, and then Antoine, being the dick that he is, resets the entire game.
Yeah,
Or uh restarts it. My bad.
yeah.
Doesn't reset it, but it makes it where now Guy goes back to what he was before.
Hmm.
Instead of being like this kind of NPC superhero, now he's back to
Well,
Guy the bank teller.
yeah, he kind of just forgot everything.
Yeah,
It's like you got like in-game amnesia almost.
right. And then Millie is trying to figure out how to get him back to where he was before. And this is where Keys helps her again and says, there has to be some kind of like a reaction that actually helps him out, something
Hmm.
that can make him remember because of the AI intelligence
Yeah.
in his character or in his coding.
Hmm.
And she ends up kissing him again, and everything floods back into him, not
Hmm.
just what he originally obtained um, when he realizes sentience, but everything
Can I
from his
just say?
entire creation.
Can I just say
Yeah,
they broke their continuity in this because there's no way to kiss in the game.
right. That's true. That is true.
Just saying, movie. Just saying.
Called out.
Called out. Canceled.
Why would you do that? This movie is so beloved.
Yeah, yeah, but I love the part. I love the part when he goes into that little gamer lounge and he starts to like have like a breakdown and start to question his own existence
Yes.
because he ends up going to see Buddy and talk to Buddy about it, and
Yes.
Buddy doesn't like grasp it,
Right.
or he
Well,
kind
I
kind
think,
of grasps it.
yeah, I think he kind of grasped it, but I mean, it's a really good thing. I mean, and I think Buddy actually is probably my reigning favorite character in this,
Hmm.
just because of like his side comments and everything else, you know. And I was a little upset when he was first offered the glasses,
Oh, and
and
he didn't
it,
take it.
yeah, it was almost kind of like um Frodo and Samwise in Lord of the Rings. Like,
Hmm.
here, please take this ring. No, I don't want it. You know,
Yeah,
um, even though it could be tempting, no, I don't want it. There's a reason why you don't want to have more. You don't want to touch it. You don't want that realization to have more power
yeah,
than
and
what you know you can
he was
handle.
very much scared to
Yes.
take the glasses.
And I mean, completely backed off into a corner, almost everything else. But whenever Guy proposes this question to him, what if you knew this stuff or whatever? And he goes, you just live in the moment. You help out your friend, you do this other stuff. You help the
Yeah.
ones you love. So Buddy was a very intelligent character
Hmm.
for not being an intelligent character.
Yeah. True.
So, and I think a lot of what he told Guy actually helped Guy evolve as his character,
Yeah.
as his AI increased.
Yeah. True. True. The NPCs developed in their own ways,
Yes.
but it wasn't like dramatically. Sometimes it was like
Yes.
subtle a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it all just kind of started with Guy, which was because of the end of the movie.
Hmm.
But
Yeah. So they find out that the game that they made previously, which I don't remember what the name of it's called, is actually still in the game.
right.
It's off behind like the ocean, but
Yeah.
nobody can get to it.
Even though Antoine put up like a shield barrier thingy around it.
Yeah, but Guy, he's like, oh, I've seen this before. It,
Right.
and he's like, where have you seen this? And it was like it was in the reflection
Yeah.
of like his blinds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Which is funny because when you think about it, we saw him close his blinds like 3 or 4 times throughout the movie.
yeah,
And so he's actually seen this like every day.
yeah,
And it was kind of hard sitting in, I think, for a moment that we didn't realize that that's probably where it could have been
yeah,
for him
yeah,
to see it so many times and everything.
yeah,
But we find out that Antoine was too dumb to actually scrub and take out the reflections
yeah,
of this stuff, um and that now it's kind of the final assault that they have to um get to this island, get through the things for them to actually see this, to really put Antoine in his place,
yeah. Because
knowing that he stole it.
he very Antoine very much holds all the power for everything in this.
Yeah, and he's kind of like a little kid about it, like
Yeah,
whenever he something happens that he doesn't agree with, like
he's like,
he
come on,
just,
bro,
yeah.
come
Or
on,
he
bro.
fires, he tells the one person because they asked him a question that they were fired.
Yeah,
I mean, just a lot of stupid crap like that.
yeah,
But I agree with you on that. You saying, come on, bro. He is the stupidest person with like pickup lines, catchphrases, anything.
yeah,
I hated that throughout the movie. And it was put into his character, dude. which is
Yeah,
even worse.
well, let's kind of talk about this. So, Guy gets all the other NPCs to round up and talk, and he was like, "Look, this is what's going to happen. Our world is going to die. This is what we are, and we're in a video game." And so he kind of talks to them all, and this is where like the city starts to attack Guy and Millie, and they're trying to get to the water. I think it is like because all the NPCs go on strike, and
Yeah,
they all
NPCs
go and
go
have
on strike first.
they they all go have coffee. And I like this. This is one of the scenes that I liked where of all the players show up and like where is everybody? What's going on? And they're all having coffee and cappuccinos
Right.
with the at the coffee shop. And so like everybody, the players start like dropping out of the game, and like I don't think there's any players in the game at because the NPCs aren't there to
Yes.
do anything. And this is where Antoine starts trying to stop Millie and Guy from getting to the other end of the city. We have this big, huge chase scene, I believe it is, and they get to the end, and all the players end up dropping out. So yeah, it is. All the players end up dropping out, and the NPCs are only left because Millie's no longer there.
Right.
Millie gets logged out, and this is where we get Dude. You want to talk about Dude?
Fucking hate dude. So Anton wanted him to basically
Anton,
be Antoine
Antoine.
wanted him to basically be like the best,
Yeah.
full of power and all this other stuff. Didn't really care about his smarts.
Well,
Just
he was unfinished.
right.
Yeah.
And they were trying to make him kind of like this god character of the game. They only finished like his physical characteristics.
Yeah.
And you can tell that he is heavily, heavily, heavily based off of Guy.
Yeah.
Except he's
I
this
think
kind of like
he's the
hulking
one who's in
powerhouse.
Fortnite. I think Dude's
Probably,
the one.
yeah,
I think Dude's the
yeah.
one who's in Fortnite. I think
So, um, and we see a lot of what Antoine's like stuff is put into him.
Mm-hmm.
He's got these big brown cargo shorts, nice shoes. His boxers kind of poke out over the top to say "Game Over."
Yeah.
He's bulky, has no shirt, but has a little tattoo blue shirt over his heart.
Yeah.
Has Ryan Reynolds' face.
So
And then,
did you know that that's an actual person, and they just put
yes,
Ryan Reynolds' face over the thing?
yes.
I thought it was at CG at first,
Oh no,
possibly, but then
because
I was looking at the cast. I was like, oh, it's an actual person.
yeah, no. The first time I saw it, I was like, did Ryan Reynolds have to do this and then like bulk the fuck up
No,
to
he would
play
never be able
that?
to do that. No.
And because before he gets close enough for you to really look, I was kind of like, okay, how did they do this? It's almost kind of like the whole thing that you find out with fuck, what's his name? Captain America. What's his actor's name?
Chris Evans.
Yes. So it almost seems like the whole thing where he goes from being Steve Rogers, the little weakling,
Mm-hmm.
to Steve Rogers, Captain America.
Well, that's the same thing that they did with Steve Rogers. Is they put Chris Evans' head on to the little body,
Right.
and then they
Right.
just use his regular body for Captain America.
Right. Well, and then some of the other stuff that I know with that, like when he walks around in his Air Force uniform or whatever it is, his
Mm-hmm.
Army uniform, is they actually wrapped his muscles and everything a lot to compress him down.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what the other thing I was thinking of too. I was like, okay, well, what did they do here? And it took me a while to figure out that it was another person's body that they just superimposed a face on.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Yeah, and then dude has like like long blonde hair.
No,
Kind of sort of.
he has like
It's like shoulder length.
it's like no, it's short. He has short hair, but he has blonde tips. The blonde. Where are you getting long blonde hair from? He does not have long blonde hair.
I mean, it's not Thor long, but
It's not long at all.
doesn't it go down to his shoulders?
No, it does not.
I don't think he's got frosted tips though.
I think he has frosted tips.
The great debate. What kind of hair does dude have?
We get this fight. We get this fight between Guy and Dude is very much stupid. His catchphrase is catchphrase.
Fucking stupid.
He's like, catchphrase. Yeah, catchphrases are cool. Like, it's catchphrase. I can make anything cool. Antoine says,
God.
Yeah. I was like, Antoine just doesn't know what's cool. He thinks he knows what's cool.
Right. So then his forearm like bulks up and turns red because he's going for a death blow.
Yeah.
They turned off the respawn thing for NPCs and all that. So if this makes contact, then Guy will no longer be in existence at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we kind of get this slew of what's loaded into this player's glasses that he has, which is a Captain America shield.
Mm-hmm. And that's where we get the Chris Evans cameo where he spits out his coffee.
Yeah.
And he's like, what the fuck?
Which Hugh Jackman's in this at one point too, but I couldn't remember where it was.
He is a voiceover, I think.
Okay.
Like he's not like actually in the movie, he just is a voiceover.
Okay. So, but dude punches the Captain America shield. And then Guy brings his arm up and it is a Hulk arm.
Yeah.
And punches him.
Yeah.
And then they kind of go through this other thing and pulls out a lightsaber.
Can I just say, when he pulls out the lightsaber and everybody's like,
it's a lightsaber. It's a fucking lightsaber.
Is that a lightsaber? It's a fucking lightsaber. Did they not know like what was programmed into their game?
I don't think so.
It's for everybody to be amazed.
See, and this is one of the things. I don't know if it's actually in their game or not, or there's other things that the AI code has picked up,
or like they like hacked it or something.
Yeah, kind of, to have this stuff.
Because everybody's just like dumbfounded and gobsmacked that he's using a lightsaber in the game.
Yes. So I don't know.
And I'm just like,
because this is why one of the questions like that I asked you is it a preset load thingy for what Guy has?
I think it's something that he got. He got a lightsaber.
Okay. Yeah. Like maybe he just went on a mission.
Yeah.
That not a lot of people have done and got this lightsaber.
Maybe. I don't know. And I was just like, okay, what's next?
But then he's got the Fortnite stick.
The Fortnite pickaxe. But
yeah, the llama.
I thought it was pretty funny. Like, so he has the lightsaber, and the lightsaber can like cut through anything, you know?
Yeah. But not here.
It doesn't
bouncing off.
It doesn't cut through dude whatsoever. But we do get the Star Wars theme.
Yeah.
Ta-da! While he's fighting with the lightsaber, and I'm just like, I'm not impressed with this. I was like, okay, whatever. Like I already knew about the Captain America shields.
Yeah.
And then after that in my head, I was like, what else does he have? A fucking lightsaber? Like I said that out loud.
Yeah.
And then he pulls out a lightsaber. So I was like, if you're gonna put Hulk and Iron Man or Hulk and Captain America in this, Why not just
Right.
throw in a Star Wars reference too while you're at it?
Right. Well, so the other thing that I had, because he pulls out the Fortnite pickaxe or whatever. The
Yeah.
other thing that I was questioning is, because they have the portal guns too. Millie
The
uses the
portal guns do
original.
show up. The portal guns show up at one point, and at one point he uses the Mega Buster from Mega Man in the game.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing that I had a question though about is what was the gravity gun thingy that he used in the fight with Dude?
Mm, I thought that was from like Half-Life 2 because there's a gravity gun in that.
Okay. Well, because I was sitting there thinking it was from Ratchet and Clank, but then I was like, no, Disney wouldn't use that reference. So I didn't know where that came from.
I thought I that's what I thought it was from Half-Life 2 because there's a gravity gun in that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, but he ends up defeating Dude by putting glasses onto Dude.
You
And
see the
Dude,
bubbles? Get the
see the
bubbles.
bubbles, get the bubbles. They're so shiny.
And then he starts skipping around. Oh my god, it
Yeah.
was so fucking embarrassing.
I was like, come on, dude, get out, get with the program, And so dude gets awakened after that, and they're like, okay, we're shutting down the game itself is shutting down,
Yes.
and so they've built like a bridge with a building over to where the island is or the actual game is,
Yes.
and you see only two are left are Guy and Buddy. And this is where the world around them starts to break apart. And then all the other NPCs go up into a really big building. And Guy and Buddy are running across the bridge, and Buddy and Guy get separated. I have to say, like, this part was a little gut wrenching when Buddy dies.
Yes.
I was like, "Oh, that's cold.
No.
That's
No comment.
cold."
No comment. I was very upset about this part.
I was like, "Oh, fuck Antoine. Antoine's gonna die now."
Right. I was so upset about
I
that.
was like, "Fuck Antoine," and I was like, "Oh no, he died." And so Ryan Reynolds, our guy, gets to the world because Antoine starts destroying the servers with an axe. That's what it
Yes.
was,
Yes.
and that's where the world starts getting destroyed. And he makes it to the world. Everybody sees this world. So it's proven correct that Antoine did steal the code for everything. All the NPCs end up going over to this world, this new world that they have, some kind of fantasy island place.
Yeah, and then they kind of combine like part of Anton's world with that because they have buildings, but like all the
Mhm.
plants are growing on them and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Which I was a little confused on the deal that was made between Millie and Anton, I think.
So the deal
at the
that
time.
was made was give me our code, basically.
Right.
I think it was give me the code. I won't say anything about anything that happened. Just give me the code, give me the play, give me the NPCs in the code. I think it was, and you can keep all the profits from Free City.
Yeah.
I believe that's what it was. Like you can keep every financial thing that goes along with Free City, and I think she ends up like says she'll drop the lawsuit. I think it is,
Yeah.
and he's like, okay, deal. Um, but that was kind of already before he started to destroy the the world, the Free City. I believe it was.
It was after.
It was after. Okay, yeah.
He'd already busted all the stuff up and
Even though like Free City 2 comes out and it like fails, and Antoine gets like arrested anyways.
right.
Uh, but for one aspect, like a split second, I thought Guy was gonna come to like the real world. I was like, is he gonna come to the real world at all? And I was like, oh wait, no, he's just stuck in the game. He he's just still stuck in the game, and they have this new game now where I don't think players can interact with the world. They can just
Uh,
watch them, kind of like The Sims.
I don't know.
I think it was. I can't remember.
I think you can do both, but don't. It doesn't have violence.
Oh yeah, I think it is. Yeah, that's what it is. And Millie and Guy are talking, and she's like, what was she say? She's like, you're in this world and I'm out there, and Guy kind of like cuts her off, and he's like, it's fine. It's fine, we're not gonna be like an item or anything like that, which I'm
Well, and
kind of
then he tells them that whole thing,
yeah,
um, of where his AI came from, or his,
yeah,
you know, and
yeah,
tells her, like, regurgitates all the stuff. Which, I mean, we kind of got that throughout the movie. Like, he knew a little more about her than he let on.
yeah.
Um, or he just didn't know.
Because Keys made Guy,
Yeah,
or his character that he made for his previous game was the AI was put into Guy inadvertently
yeah,
when Antoine used the code.
right.
Yeah,
So yeah, I mean that's why we knew about the bubblegum ice cream, swing
hmm
sets, the Mariah Carey music, um, some other stuff, which we do kind of have the touching scene where she uh runs off to go find keys before he gets
Well,
coffee.
we find out that like their game is a success,
Yes.
and then she sees the video of Key. She sees the video of Keys talking about the AI and talking about Guy, and the AI was based on Keys and his secret love for Millie,
Yes.
and that's when they get together and they have their romantic kiss in the middle of the street,
Yes.
and that's kind of where
Which
our movie ends
which
a little bit.
did you watch after that?
Where Buddy shows up.
Yeah.
Yeah, Guy is just living life, doing whatever he wants, but he feels something is missing, and Buddy shows up.
Wait,
Uh, uh,
you have to present how this scene starts, okay?
okay, so he's walking down the street, and he like turns and he sees Buddy.
No, no.
Right?
What exactly is happening in this scene?
Oh, they get really excited with that each other's there, and
No,
they
no, before that,
what happens?
where dude is cradling him in his
Oh,
arms.
oh yeah. That's right. That's right. I forgot about that.
I was sitting there with this part, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" It's okay, dude's here or something. I was
I
like,
forgot about that. And then
I was like, he's being
after
cradled.
that is when Buddy shows up.
Yeah, and then he finds his lifelong friend, and which I question one thing about this, right?
Okay.
So just like every day where he had to drop his belt and everything, and when the
Yeah.
bank was getting robbed, he does this again, right?
Yeah.
So, but there's not supposed to be anything here that they have to worry about. But when he drops his belt, it's the single gun that is now in this world.
True.
So
But he
I just
never
thought about that. Like, what
he
would
never
that?
uses his gun.
That's true. He does bring up. This is the first time I get to pull out my gun before in the middle of the movie,
Yeah, he never uses his gun. He's like, I don't even know how to use this thing.
right? So, but yeah, and that's kind of how our movie ends. Which
Yeah.
I I really enjoyed them having Buddy come back.
Uh-huh. I mean, Buddy is kind of a big part of the movie, and he was probably one of my favorite parts of the movie.
Yes,
Other with him and Guy, I didn't care about the love story at all. like at all about this. Like I was like, I don't need this. Just give
Yeah.
me a friendship story with Buddy and Guy. I mean, the movie is fun. Like it was. I enjoyed watching it, but I don't know if it's just me. I kind of predicted everything that was going to happen
Yeah.
in the movie, and so like I just thought the movie was just okay.
Yeah.
It was fine. Like I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. You know, it was just an average movie for me.
You take that back.
It was an average movie for me. It wasn't nothing special.
I loved it. Fuck you.
I mean, that's fine. You can love it. We can have a difference of opinion.
I mean, there's only my opinion.
Oh, okay. Okay, fucking gatekeeper. You're gonna be the free guy gatekeeper right now?
You should be like, okay, Anton.
Okay, Antoine. If you don't like gatekeep, you don't like free guy, you're not a real fan.
Yeah.
You call yourself a gamer?
I try.
Did you not get every single reference in Free Guy?
Yeah.
You can't talk about Free Guy unless you know about Free Guy.
This is true. This is very true.
I mean, I just thought it was okay. It didn't like blow me out of the fucking water.
Yeah.
Like it was it. The only really thing I liked about it was the part when they meet this Twitch streamer. Like I thought that was really funny, and like
Yeah.
I really liked that part because I liked his interaction with his mom, and we would see Channing. It would switch back and forth between him and Channing Tatum, and Channing Tatum would start acting like the guy on the Twitch stream, which I thought was
Right.
fucking hilarious.
Which can we talk? There's two instances in this that I want to bring up because when you get Guy's look on his face, it's pretty funny. So the first one is when they actually leave that guy's thing, him and Millie, where she's like, is that a Glock in your pocket? And he's like, no, it's two.
Wow.
And then I think there's another scene that's like that where they reference like a boner, and I was like, what? Does that happen in this game?
I don't know.
And then and whenever he goes to see that guy again and he's the fan, and you hear kind of Ryan Reynolds' character, you hear Guy go, are we touching crotches?
Yeah, or something like that, yeah.
So, and then the guy like starts trying to dirty talk him and goes, I know what you want. And then it's just like a sequence of dances.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Well, the weird thing is I was sitting there thinking about it, and I was like, I've had somebody do this to me on Fortnite. You like that dance? That's like, no. No, I don't.
I mean, the movie's not a terrible movie. I've watched worse movies. If I had to give it a rating,
out of 5?
Out of 5?
Yeah.
Or are we doing out of 10?
Both.
Out of 5, I would say 2.5.
You're a dick. I hate you.
Which is like average.
Out of 10?
Yeah. Out of 10, I would give it a 3.
It's even worse as a 10. Jesus Christ.
I mean, it was just too predictable for me. Like,
I'm so upset with you right now.
There weren't that many curveballs in the movie for me to be like, oh, that's interesting. Oh. I kind of predicted everything that was going to happen.
I don't even know what to say to you right now. I am so upset.
I mean, I didn't rip it apart like you thought I was going to rip it apart.
I would have liked you to rip it apart over you saying you didn't like it.
I mean, I I might watch it again if it's on TV. I'm probably not going to go seek it out again and watch it.
Yeah.
Now, if this was Deadpool, that's a different story.
You're
But
Deadpool to me.
it just seemed like a very toned down Ryan Reynolds. He was very um what do you call it? A very sheltered Ryan Reynolds
Yeah.
who didn't know about the world. He was very what's the word I'm looking for? Gullible at times.
Right. He was very.
Innocent.
He was very. I'm gonna say this, and you're gonna say something weird to me about it. He was very Pikachu-y.
Pikachu-y.
Yeah. So in the Pokemon movie, he was the voice of Pikachu, and he kind of had that newness to him about
Uh-huh.
all the stuff that happened. So
Uh-huh.
I think because I really like Detective Pikachu too, so I think that probably made it feel more comforting how Guy was set
Uh-huh.
up with the Pikachu stuff.
Okay.
So, but I really like this movie, so I would have to say that I have to give it like a 5. But
Only a 5?
yeah,
Why only a 5?
a 5 out of 5.
Oh, we're not doing 1 out of 10?
We're doing both.
Are we going to do 5 out of 10?
No, but if it was on a scale of 10, I'd have to give it a 9.
Really?
I did feel like there was room
Okay.
for improvement.
I mean, I felt like there's a lot of room for improvement.
I feel like there could have been more references to things.
Yeah, but every reference usually you have to pay for that IP
Yeah.
to put into the game or movie.
Just because I kind of felt like I kind of wanted it to almost have all the references like Ready Player One kind of had. Because I like where
No.
you'd be sitting there watching that, and then you like it might be something, and you'd be like, oh, well, there it is, or like the Deadpool movies, things like that. Like Ryan Reynolds always has like random ass references to other pop culture things, which is what I love.
Yeah.
And I felt like this one was kind of lacking in that.
Okay. I guess. I mean,
So, I mean, well, and it wasn't all spread out either, like it was all like right there at the very end with his fight with
I
Dude.
no, I mean, I caught some stuff in the thing. Like there was at one point there was like a Resident Evil reference at one point in the bank thing, one of the bank scenes. Like the whole game is a big reference to Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
In particular, Grand Theft Auto 3, which is like a New York setting, Liberty City.
Yeah.
There's a big thing there. You could say references to Fortnite and like how everybody just does whatever they want, type of thing. Or sometimes,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it was just okay. Would I watch a Free Guy too? I don't think so. I
Yeah.
don't think you could make a Free Guy too. But anyways, yeah,
Probably not.
that's our review of Free Guy.
Right? Best movie in the world right now.
It was just okay.
Best movie in the world until Mike watches all of the Godzilla movies, so we can do a review on Godzilla vs. King Kong.
I didn't really care for Godzilla vs. King Kong.
Yeah, but you didn't know any of the references either.
I didn't really care. I didn't really care for it when I
So,
watched it.
but
Anyways, guys.
alrighty. Well, as always, guys, thanks for listening. Stay tuned for more great content from both Mike and I and our dynamic duo fusions, like this one on our main podcast. And yeah, stay tuned for more. See you next Tuesday.
Bye.